Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special unboxing. This is the unboxing of the brand new OnePlus 7 Pro. There it is. I got the reviewer's box. I am so excited to be able to share with you guys what comes inside, but let's not waste any time. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're always notified whenever we put new videos on the channel. And of course, make sure you check out that coupon to save $20 on your next order from OnePlus. The box pretty much looks like what we normally expect from OnePlus. We have the red and white color accents. What we have here seems to be like a little window with just a part of the display, the OnePlus logo, and a tab right here. And of course, that just opens up a little bit more and we can see what they're trying to give us essentially is that we're going to have a curved display on the OnePlus 7 Pro. Go beyond speed, and of course it's a gradient color, so I'm hoping we'll get that in as well. And once we open it up one more time, never settle, we have seems to be like an excerpt here. Let's go ahead and open this up. Sure enough, we have some information. So this is the reviewer's guide, so this kind of will go through all of the stuff that we have, all the information, the specifications, the color options. Let's go ahead and double check. I think here it is. So you'll notice we're getting the nebula blue, and it needs to be out right there, the mirror gray, and of course the almond color. The mirror gray is closer to what we normally have seen before, but we can definitely see the triple camera setups there. And of course, the almond one looks really nice. Reminds me of the white one that they had not that long ago with the OnePlus 6 last year. Now that we're inside of the box, we can see what we have. It seems like the phone is right there. This is the OnePlus 7, and yeah. So right there, you can kind of see it right there ever so slightly. So OnePlus 7 Pro. So this is the one that they sent us. We'll go ahead and put that on the side for a second. And it seems like we're also looking at the new or the brand new OnePlus Bullet Wireless 2. So they've revamped the Bullet Wireless. Not that the old ones were not good. They were great. They had long-lasting battery. And of course, fast charging, as well as the fact that they had some water and sweat resistance. So the OnePlus Bullet Wireless 2, from what I understand, is the Qualcomm aptX HD basically support is one of the biggest things that they're talking about. And we'll get a chance to check that out as well. Last but not least, of course, we have the dash. So this is the new Warp Charge 30 car charger. This is going to be the one supported on the new OnePlus 7 Pro, as well as if you have the McLaren edition for the OnePlus, this will work great. It is backwards compatible with all of the other OnePlus devices that you had. It just will stop at the maximum output, or I guess the maximum input requirement on that device. But it definitely looks really cool. And it seems like this is pretty much all we have in the box here until we see that there's a second tab sitting right there. And of course, we have a couple of cases for the phone. We have the sandstone and of course the bumper case for our device. And this one has a very nice soft material inside. So that's one thing I was expecting, as in the other boxes that I've opened up from them before, they've always included at least a few cases. And of course, let's go with that. This is the sandstone. So this is going to be the slim design, a very thin case. And this one's going to have a little bit more protection with that meshed back on the back. Solid plastic and a soft fabric on the inside, and as you can see, definitely accommodates the cutout on this one. This one is just open all the way on the top. Okay, so now we have everything out of the box. Here's the Warp Dash 30 new design. Again, very nice, very slick, very thin. Single port, it is marked in red, and again, you just use this in your car and connect it directly to either OnePlus's standard OnePlus devices or OnePlus 7 or OnePlus 6T McLaren edition, as that's where it starts using the Warp Dash 30.
One of the very unique things about the new Warp 30 car charger is that once you plug it into the car automatically recognizes that, or the phone recognizes that you're using the car charger. You scroll down, you'll notice it says charging rapidly, and it also tells you that you can actually charge in or actually change some of the settings. So clicking into it, you have the ability of turning on Do Not Disturb if you want to do that, or launch a specific application, let's say your favorite music application, Android Auto, whatever, and of course you can customize it. And these options are only available to the car charger, the Warp charger for the car. As the standard one for the home, actually this notification menu does not show up at all. And of course, when you're done, just let the device charge and everything, it'll be fine.
One thing you'll notice, of course, about the OnePlus Bullet version 2 is that they definitely did change the design ever so slightly. You'll notice that the ear cups here are not as ever so big there. We can open it up there. These are more flat. And if we open up the box right there, they're definitely a lot smaller. But the aesthetics is pretty much the same. We have better sound, longer battery, of course, and if the controls are still sitting there, and they just look absolutely amazing. There's a little tab we can pull right here. And there's some paperwork. Of course, we have the case, and the earphones are already in there. You just have to pull them out. Looking at the construction, you can definitely see that they're a little bit smaller. Now, one of the things about them as far as the actual functionality, as you know, separating and putting these magnets together enables you to start and stop the music, as well as basically start and stop shows if you're watching them directly on the phone. By separating them, they actually turn on the Bluetooth functionality and pair to your device, and when you put them together, they shut themselves off and then conserve battery. The other option that we have here with this new Bullet Wireless is not only that, it also supports warp charging, meaning if you have a dead battery on this and you charge it up for about 10 minutes, you can get up to 5 hours worth of playback using the brand new Bullet Wireless. Definitely really exciting, and I'll definitely do a much more in-depth review of this comparing audio quality and performance, but that'll be at a later time. And here we have the box. Opening it up, very nice. Now keep in mind that the OnePlus 7 Pro is going to come in different variants, but at its core, all these versions of this device will come with the Snapdragon 855, and there's going to be UFS 3.0 as far as the storage here, and of course it's a 6.7-inch QHD fluid AMOLED display is what they're calling, and what you were getting, of course, is again that 90 Hertz display that we were promised. A lot of the leaks talked about it, and it's definitely right here. It is going to be basically just a beautiful display. One of their first display to go beyond 1080p. So this is a QHD display. And as I mentioned to you guys, basically on the back, we have that new camera setup on the back, which gives us the ability of having a 48 megapixel triple camera setup. So we have a 48 megapixel sensor, a wide angle lens, an ultra wide angle lens, and up to 3 times optical zoom using the actual sensors in the back. You'll also notice that we don't have a fingerprint sensor. We have the OnePlus logo, dual tone LED flash, and of course it just talks about the fact that it's a dual SIM device, NFC support, and basically just overall, and yeah, it's right there. You can definitely see the little camera top. That's the new pop-up camera mechanism. So the first thing you'll notice is the Nebula blue actually has some kind of gradients going on, but the blue is definitely present all around. You can see it all over the device. Again, the OnePlus logo, OnePlus name at the bottom, nothing else, doesn't indicate anything else. On the side, we have that curvature, that dual curvature that they were talking about. It definitely is very, very nice. The display is massive. We have an earpiece sitting at the top. That's the top speaker, so hopefully you can see it right there. That's the grill. On the bottom, we have the bottom firing speaker. We should have stereo speakers on this device. We have a microphone, USB-C. That's basically going to be for your charging, audio, as well as data transfer. A dual SIM supporting SIM tray sitting on the left, and of course, one of the other microphones. On the right side, we still have the toggles to be able to go between normal, vibrate, and silent mode. Very, very nice, and it's definitely very good. It has a little bit of a texture, and I almost at the beginning thought that this was the power button, but the power button sits right below it. On the left side, all we have is the volume rocker, a couple of antenna bands. On the top, one of the microphones, and of course the pop-up camera. And this is pretty much just a front-facing selfie camera. It does not turn around, it just pops up for us to use, and it goes back down whenever we're not using it. There's also supposed to be a mechanism in there that if it detects that it's being basically thrown, or there's an accelerometer gets excited, the actual camera module will automatically go inside, so to protect it. So even if it falls on the ground, the camera module should automatically retract before it hits the ground. So we have the warp charger here, as well as the USB-C, of course, red and white OnePlus cable. I went ahead and took a second and set up the device, mostly just getting through the main setup information and set up my fingerprint so that we can check that out. Turning on the display, you can definitely see it just looks absolutely fantastic. We have a live wallpaper on the lock screen, and I wanted to show you guys here. So here's unlocking the device. Let's lock it again. Double tap. It is, I mean, seriously, like if you could go faster, it would go faster. This is, and I don't have face unlock. This is purely just, and you could see exactly how fast. The live wallpaper on the back looks absolutely fantastic. You just cannot stop looking at that. I did allow this update real quick to push through. It's a 494 megabyte update that came in, and it had some system stability information, gaming mode, digital well-being, as well as optimization for the camera quality. So definitely looks very nice, and you definitely want to be able to install that. Overall, the dark UI is still present here, as you could expect. Wi-Fi, of course, everything, flashlight, do not disturb, location services, gaming mode, reading mode, hotspot, Zen mode, and of course you'll notice this brand new native screen recording. And that's the ability of basically recording your own screen directly on the device natively within the OS. You can go in and customize it. You can customize the resolution, the megabits, the bitrate on it, the audio source, of course. We can go in there, customize no audio, internal audio, and of course, microphone audio with and surrounding sound, which gives you the ability of basically narrating your own videos. The app drawer is pretty much the same. Not a lot of stuff are installed. Basically just the OnePlus Switch application. Netflix was installed out of the box. Google Play services, Google Play Music, of course. We have a voice recorder, YouTube, weather application that's built in, Drive, Duo. On the home screen, we still have access to the shelf. This is brand new there, of course, with the new redesign. We have park location services built in. We can add widgets, information, and of course, additional home pages. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of us want to see basically how the camera mechanism works. So let's go ahead and open up the camera. And we have three different camera lenses. We have a standard focal length, that's a 48 megapixel sensor. Then we can go into the ultra wide lens. You'll notice right there, you can see more of my hand. If I zoom in, that's the standard focal length. And of course, then we have the telephoto. That's a 3-time telephoto lens, an optical that is not essentially a software. And I think obviously beyond 3 times, if we want to be able to zoom in up to 10 times, that's going to be very, very much digital. And it's not bad, it's just very, very shaky. And it's actually pretty decent. You can actually look at the grooves in my skin there. It's maybe not the best picture. But we have video mode, and of course we have the ability of going between 1080p, 1080p 60, 4K, 4K 60 frames per second. We have photography, obviously, the ability of doing a 4x1, 4x3, 1x1, of course, and or full screen. If we swipe up, we have different modes, of course. We have Nightscape, which is supposed to be even improved from this year. Nightscape 2.0, video, photo, portrait, time-lapse, settings, of course, slow motion, and of course, panorama. In the settings tab, if we scroll up, we start on having the ability of customizing these modes. You can turn on or turn off as many as you want. And what I mean by that is it's under this tab where we're able to basically scroll between the different modes. So you can go in, you go portrait, you can go to Nightscape, Pro, all of those things. You can customize which ones show up in this list and in what order. Slow motion can go all the way, 1080p at 240 or 720p at 480. So those are the two options that we have. Always keep in mind that the resolutions are always set to the top, and of course panorama is pretty much standard. You can do all the standard options on there, but I'm pretty sure you wanted to see the actual front-facing camera pop up. So let's go ahead and go into the front-facing camera. I'll go ahead portrait, and I'll go ahead and switch it on. And you kind of pretty much saw it right there. Let's go ahead and switch it back off. You'll see that little light that just turns on ever so slightly to point us to actually look up that way, and it's right there. The camera pops up. And you could see it's actually not a bad camera. The mechanism is very, very nice. It comes on and comes out and comes in, and depending on what you're using. But here's the really cool thing. It has a built-in drop detection. So if I throw, you notice right there, free fall detection. The front camera has been lowered. Would you like to use the front camera again? It assumes I got my phone. Do I want to use it again? I'll say raise again. If I throw it again, and it drops. And again, it has that same mechanism. It's intended to protect the camera mechanism from a fall. So if let's say your phone drops out of your hand, it doesn't wait to ask you that question. It just basically brings it back in and it puts it back out. A lot of us are wondering, how does this going to work with the front face unlock? So let's go ahead and lock the phone. I set it up in a way where it doesn't automatically pop up the camera, but if I swipe, that's how quick it is. So let's go and open up. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. I tried to cover everything about this box, and as you saw, there was a lot of information going on in there. We not only had the new Warp Charger 30 for the car, we have the new Wireless Buds 2.0, and of course we have the brand new OnePlus 7 Pro that has so much to offer. Having the right camera for the right scene is definitely always appreciated. The fluidity of the OS, as you know, Oxygen OS is always known for long battery life and definitely a lot of customizations. Of course, the ability of having that pop-up camera now makes it so that the display is entirely notchless. There's no notchless, there's no punch hole camera, nothing. If you want to use the front-facing camera, pop it on. If you don't, it stays away, it's hidden, and you have a full 6.67 QHD display on this that has the nice curves on the side. So if you're familiar with this design and you like it, this is definitely going to be very nice for you. Overall, again, there's going to be different variants, different models. This is only the Pro, and my understanding is that there was going to be as well a standard version of the OnePlus 7. We'll definitely have a chance to check it out. I am recording this video before the launch event, and I don't know if there is going to be a 7 or not. But from all the leaks that we've seen, there's going to be a 7 and a 7 Pro. So I'll definitely be looking forward to checking that out, and of course, hopefully bringing you coverage directly from the launch event in New York. Like and subscribe as usual, and share this with all your friends. And please let me know in the comments below, what would you like me to focus on as far as the full review or even special dedicated reviews on features on the OnePlus 7 Pro. This is TK. I'll see you guys in the next video.